Greetings, comrades, and welcome to the Rad Gaming Podcast. I'm Pescador.
And I'm Gemsheep. And in this episode of the podcast, we interview American Dad, a Twitch streamer, content creator, and former professional Fortnite player. We dive into his upbringing and how he developed into the person he is today, how he honed his skills to reach the professional Fortnite tier, and then he brings us into his mindset behind how he consistently maintains growth in the world of social media.
This episode of the Rad Gaming Podcast is sponsored by Cento Fiore. Cento Fiore is a lifestyle fashion brand that sees beauty in cultural heritage and always strives to offer timeless and elegant style. Visit cento-fiore.com to join the family. That's CENTO-FIORI.com. Now on to the podcast. So, my man, we just want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We truly appreciate having you on here. But question I have is that little hand on your microphone. I see you got going on. It feels like from something from Toy Story. You know, like Sid. What's the story behind that?
So the tiny hand. People are familiar with these. I don't know. You can put them on your finger.
Oh yeah,
you know, they're just really weird. So the reason that it's on the mic is because there was a Twitter video that I made during the qualifiers for the Winter Royale for Fortnite, and people were complaining like, you know, there's so many kids that are sweaty, you know, people are W keying, and like people were just complaining on Twitter about, you know, how competitive the Winter Royale was. So me being the person I am, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video on this. I'm going to post it on Twitter. Hopefully it does well. So I make a video, and it starts out with, there's like a side shot of the camera right here, and it's like super zoomed in on me. And I got water on my face to make it look like I'm sweating and stuff. And then throughout the video, it would go from that to like my hands on the keyboard. And eventually when it would go back to the keyboard, there was a point where I had two left hands on the keyboard, so it looked like I had like two hands on the keyboard and still playing. And then there was a point in the video where I put this on one of the fingers on my hand, and then the last shot of the keyboard was me I had my foot on the keyboard, so I had two hands, this hand, and a foot on the keyboard. And the video ended up it went pretty viral, and people kept coming into the stream and they kept asking where the tiny hand was. And I usually had it over there like on my coffee table, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put it right here.
That so the tiny hand is a celebrity, right?
Oh, yeah. So, like, I got tired of people coming in and asking where the tiny hand was, and I was like, it's right here, man. So, that is why it's there.
That's actually really funny.
I get asked all the time, what's the deal with the tiny hand? I feel like I'm getting to the point now where I can take it away, and no more questions about the tiny hand will be asked.
Then they'll be like, why is the tiny hand gone?
Yeah, and then that's all you're hearing.
I guarantee you, yeah. It just never stops.
You said you served in the military. What did you do? If you don't mind asking.
No, you're good. I joined the Army in 2012 as an 11 series. So in the Army, you got your 11 Bravos, your 11 Charlies, and then you got your 11 X-rays, which that's what you actually go into basic as an 11 X-ray. And then more or less, whenever you're in basic, they choose you to be an infantryman, which is 11 Bravo. And then you have your 11 Charlies, which they're infantry, but they're also mortarmen. So I joined the Army in 2012 as an 11 series, ended up getting 11 Bravo. I got sent to Fort Campbell, which is home of the 101st Airborne. And I was there in Kentucky from 2012 until 2015. And then in 2013, May 6th of 2013, I actually deployed to Afghanistan for 10 months. So
2016. So after you got back, is that when you started streaming on Twitch? Or was that beforehand?
Well, no, I deployed from 2013 to 2014. So I got back January of 2014. And when I actually got back from Afghanistan, one of the guys that was in my squad, he always talked about PC gaming and stuff like that. Well, before all of this, like before I was in the Army and all that other stuff, I didn't have, like an Xbox at that time it was like what, the Xbox 360 or the Xbox One, the PlayStation, because I didn't have fast enough internet at my mom's house. So I never really played any online games unless I would go to a friend's house, after school and play, something like on the 360 or the PS3 or PS4.
Yeah. So
when I got back from Afghanistan in 2014, I had all this money saved up, because you don't spend any money while you're over there unless you have stuff being automatically withdrawn from your account. And I had all this money, and he talked me into building a gaming PC. So when I got back in 2014, that's when I really started to dive into PC gaming as a whole. Because I had the opportunity to have fast enough internet to be able to play games like that online.
So what games did you start playing first? Like, what was your first game that you started playing that you really got like immersed in?
When it comes to PC, it was a game called DayZ Standalone.
Ooh,
it was
one.
Yeah, there was I was never familiar with the Arma mod of it, so there was like an Arma mod, I guess, of that DayZ was, and then DayZ Standalone was like a whole separate game created by a company. I don't know where they're located. It was called Bohemia Studios is the creator of DayZ, and it's an open world survival game. There's no end game. There's really no, you just try to survive. So like, you're scavenging through, these cities, and the map is massive, and you got to eat, you got to drink, you can get attacked by zombies, other players. Like that was like the big thing that I enjoyed was the player versus player action. And it had in-game chat. So, you could interact with people, on that type of level too.
Yeah, that game was so much fun. I remember a specific part. I don't remember. There's a lot of like police stations in DayZ.
Oh, yeah.
Me and my friends got locked up in a police station, and we were looting, and we heard another team run up on us, and it was hilarious. We locked the doors, and we heard this guy on the speaker just go, "Here's Johnny," and then he's like trying to open the door, and he's like, "It's locked," and then he just starts shooting the door to blow to. Oh man, it was so much fun though. That game gets your adrenaline going.
Oh yeah, and like I think the reason that I liked it so much was because it was exciting, like you said, with the adrenaline. Like, dude, you could get on that game and you could run through a valley for from city to city for 2, 3, 4 hours. You don't see anybody, and then all of a sudden you hear a round crack by your head.
Oh yeah, I hate
somebody
that.
shooting at you. Like it make you jump scare. Like that was one of the main reasons why I loved it, because like you look at Call of Duty, like you're going to be fighting people. Like what's coming. Like as soon as the round starts, you've already got your loadout. Yeah. You know that you're fighting. And a game like that, like dude, you never, it's unscripted. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's so much fun because you might round a corner and run right into a zombie. And you're like, oh goodness, and they start running after you. You have to unload on them, and then other players around you can hear that you're there, and then they hunt you.
Oh yeah,
and that's what's the creepiest part.
Yeah, you always want to be careful about aggro and zombies and stuff, because like, zombies don't chase other zombies in that game. Like if you see in the distance, a group of zombies chasing something, it's a person. So like, you can either go and take the fight or you can just leave. But
oh man, do you get suckered into the airfield all the time? The airfield has the best loot. So
oh yeah, we used to go up to Northwest Airfield, and like you go up there and you're prepared to die.
I was just say I die all the time there.
We're gonna die, man. Yeah, like. And then hackers kind of took the game over, and then it was like 0.63 into 0.64. Those numbers might be off a little bit, but dude, they didn't have an update for that game for like a year and a half, and it was just sad because like that was, that was the game that like really kicked it off for me. And then eventually I started playing H1Z1 when it was still very new, and the battle royale version of that, and fell in love with that. That was actually that was the first game I ever streamed was H1Z1. And
what pushed you to stream?
I don't know, man. I just thought it was cool that like, you could get on, you could stream for 8-9 hours, whatever, and like you could save your VOD and you can go back and watch that. Like one of the main reasons why I even started streaming was I wasn't familiar with like Shadowplay or anything like that, which is incredible. Shadowplay is amazing, but I get on there and play with my friends, And, I had no ambition of having any viewers or anything. I literally just wanted to, I found a platform to where I could more or less record my gameplay and be able to go back and watch it whenever I want. And that was like the main reason why. And then, people would start coming in. And what's funny though, is like whenever I got out of the Army and I lived at my mom's house, the internet out there was still pretty bad, but it was fine enough to actually be able to play online games. So I'd sit there and I'd play H1Z1, not stream or anything. I'd be playing with, some of the homies that I played other games with. And, we'd get into some scenarios or something like that, like really funny stuff. But, me, like, I wasn't streaming, I wasn't recording. So when I first eventually started, streaming H1Z1, like, and it started to pick up, there were montages on YouTube that these people who were streaming were having these interactions with me and the group of guys that I was playing with, and those were in montages, and I wasn't even streaming. I didn't even know anything about these. So like really, really, really early on, people would come into my stream and be like, oh, you're the guy from that such and such video. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And then, they'd link it and like, it'd be like that person's perspective of, something super funny that happened, a couple months ago before I even started streaming.
So you got pulled in because of friends, I guess. They were kind of recording everything that you guys were doing and just having fun with that, and then they stopped in. People that saw that video would actually go in and just go into your chat. Is that what it was?
Well, the point of view that I'm talking about, like these montages, they were random people. Like you go on YouTube right now, you can find hundreds of YouTube channels that are like, Fortnite daily funny clips, back then, there was like H1Z1 funny moments, live stream moments, stuff like that. Like that is where those clips were going into. And like, I didn't even know that stuff existed, until people would come in and say, oh, hey, I saw this such and such video, that was like really funny or whatever. So started streaming, like I actually started streaming, like took it serious, early of 2017. And as time went on throughout 2017, I started playing I was playing H1 more and more. And like, I never was super competitive on H1. I was above average, but like, I literally just enjoyed the game. I loved that game. And I still have a very deep love for it. It's crash and burn now. Like it's dead, but, my viewership and stuff started to pick up. And it was either July or August of 2017. Bobby, the guy that I was telling you about, that I had that meeting, I had to tell him I'm not going to be there. He approached me because, he's seen some of my stuff on Twitter, and, he just enjoyed the content that I put out. And he asked me, he's like, hey, do you want to join? We're World Best Gaming. We're an esports organization based out of Las Vegas, blah, 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 blah. And at the time, they were super, super, super small. They'd only been around for like a couple months. And I was like, sure, why not? Like what do I have to lose? And he ended up bringing me on. And at that time, the organization only had two sponsors. It was a clothing company called Aporia and a energy powder called Gamer Subs. So more or less, when I got on the World Best Gaming as a streamer, content creator, whatever, I got stuff from GG Subs, and then I got a jersey from Aporia. Like that was like all I got. So that happened in July or August of 2017. Well, early September, H1Z1 was like on its way out. Like it was dying, dude. Like it was freaking bad. And I was talking to Bobby. He's like, dude, H1Z1's dying. It's really sad. I love this game. I don't know what I'm going to do if, it just completely becomes dead. And he's like, well, I have a code for a new Battle Royale game that's going to be coming out. He's like, would you want to try it? It was like a pre-release or pre-access or whatever code. And I was like, yeah. And it was actually Fortnite. And so I started playing Fortnite back when it was solos only. Like it was preseason 1, solos only. I wouldn't have been surprised if there was only 10,000 people playing at that time. Like no one knew about it. So started playing Fortnite in September of 2017, and I fell in love with it. It swallowed my entire life, and I ended up going to TwitchCon that year. then like that TwitchCon of 2017 was the last year of H1Z1 being like the main event there. So I go to TwitchCon that year, and I don't know if you guys have ever been to TwitchCon or not, but
no, yeah,
you know, it's
not
huge.
yet, at least. I really, really want to go, but I haven't had a chance to.
I would definitely advise going. It's insane. So I'm walking through, you know, all of these convention halls and stuff, and I come across Epic Games. You know, and they have like four different stations set up, and they've got 4 computers at each station. So there's 16 computers total, and you could go over there and you could play like a squad game of Fortnite. I shit you not, dude. The size of that booth was maybe, I don't even know how to, I can't even, it was tiny. It was probably the size of like a dining room for a fast food restaurant. It was so small. Epic Games, Fortnite, small, tiny. No one gave a shit about it, dude. And I remember I had a conversation with Dr. Disrespect. I was like, hey, you know, where do you see Fortnite, you know, in the next year? And I remember him saying, he's like, if they don't fuck it up, it'll be the biggest game of all time. Like, he called it before it even happened. And, you know, sure enough, here we are, you know, almost 2 years later.
So you got immersed in the world of Fortnite, and you started playing for an esports team. What did you do with that? How did you take that and run with it?
So, Fortnite came out in September 2017, and, you know, I fell in love with it and stuff. Well, in the early stages of Fortnite, dude, like back when the game first came out, and it got like released to everyone, you know, it's free to play or whatever. Well, actually, sorry, I take that back. In the very beginning stages of Fortnite, people don't know this, but you actually had to pay for the Battle Royale version. It was like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I thought you had to pay for like the one mode. I didn't know that
Yeah, Save the World, you did. But yeah, there was a small time where you had to pay for the Battle Royale. And later on down the road, the way that they compensated everybody that had actually paid for the game, they gave them, it was like the Founders Edition. It was like a special umbrella, a female skin, and a male skin. Like, that's what they did to repay you. But anyway, so start playing this game. Well, early stages in Fortnite, you know, everybody was used to playing games like PUBG, H1Z1, where there was no building mechanic. Well, no one used the building mechanic, dude. Like, no one built in the beginning stages of Fortnite.
That was
and
me.
Like me, you know. Yeah,
yeah, I didn't know how to do it.
And like, you know, like when I first started playing Fortnite, and there was this you know, you had the ability to more or less change, you know, the entire landscape of an area on a map with your building. I was like, this is broken. Like, this is insane. You know, like,
yeah, why
in the hell is everybody not doing this? You know, so that first month of me playing Fortnite, dude, I was just destroying everyone because I would build and they didn't. You know, like, I had the building keys, you know, bounded to stuff that was comfortable for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, the first couple of weeks, like, just destroying everybody because they didn't build, dude. Like,
you'd have the snap build pretty much.
Yeah.
Or you would just build a tower quickly.
there was a night that I was streaming solos, and I go into Wailing Woods, which is now gone, and I see a guy in the distance, so I start to push him, you know, or whatever. And like, at this time, dude, like, I'd not really fought anyone where I was like, holy shit, like, you know, this guy knows what he's doing, he's good. So I ended up pushing this guy, and he destroyed me. I was like, who the hell is this guy? You know, blah blah blah. So I spectated him, watched him. He ended up winning the game, and his name was Strafe Shot, and I ended up looking his name up on Twitch. He was actually live streaming, and I went into his stream. I was like, hey, man, you know, GG's, blah, 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 whatever. I was like, we should play sometime. He's like, yeah, I'm down. So that next day, we started playing duos and squads with a couple other people. And this was like right around the end of season 1. Going into season 2, him and I had agreed that we were going to grind the global leaderboards in game. So as soon as season 2 hit, dude, you know, we just started pumping out games. And, you know, back then, people are so much fucking better now, dude. It's actually insane how skilled people are nowadays at Fortnite.
Yeah.
And I look back at it, And him and I would sit on there and we'd grind every single night. We would not get off Fortnite until we've won like 15 or 20 games. You get on Fortnite now and try and win 15 or 20 games in one sitting.
You're not going to
good
bed.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck. So him and I just start pumping these wins out, dude. And at the end of season 2, he played a little bit more than I did. He was ranked first on global duos, and I was ranked 5th at global duos. And that was when the esports org that I streamed for, Bobby approached me with, a paid contract. And, he was like, do you want to do this? I was like, yeah, sure. So he ended up signing me.
Contract. That sounds good.
He ended up signing me, and then he signed Strafe Shot, and then a guy named Chap and a guy named Saint. Well, Strafe and Chap, they ended up moving over to Team Liquid, which is a huge.
That's where I knew that name from. Okay.
Yeah. So, they ended up going to Liquid. And then there was roster changes throughout WBG. And then at the end of season 4, my contract was done. And Bobby's like, you want to do this? I was like, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, it's not really something I have the passion for anymore. I want to create content. I want to be a funny streamer. I can pub stomp all day. But there was just that time where I just didn't enjoy the game anymore, dude, because I was playing it so much at such a sweaty level that I just lost, the feel for what made me love the game.
Yeah.
So I just started creating content, and I told myself, I was like, if you're not going to stay on a signed contract to play Fortnite, then you're going to start busting your ass, and you're going to come up with new ways to grow your build your brand. And that was when I really started taking streaming, and then the video skits and stuff like that. I started taking it pretty fucking serious. And I mean, you fast forward to now, actually I'm still on World Best Gaming. I actually I manage the battle royale teams. So anytime they need something, they just come to me, and then I talk to the correct people to get whatever done, and vice versa. If they need something from the players, I'm that middleman. But I have all the respect in the world for these kids who have been playing Fortnite since the beginning, and they've stuck with it. As time goes on, there's more and more and more newer faces popping up in the pro scene. And, that's a direct reflection of, playground and creative and stuff like that. These kids, they can get in and play playground or creative for 8-9 hours a day and not get punished. You know what I'm saying? They can just sit there and just, crank their 90s, do their edit courses and stuff like that. And, in conjunction of having a game mode where you can just practice nonstop and $100 million prize pool, you are going to create that type of community or atmosphere within your game. You're going to have kids who are literally dedicating their life to, trying to get their hand in the rest of that money that's still available. I think there's like $30 million that is left.
It's unreal.
Yeah, I know that they've got even a Fortnite creative mode, what is it, the death runs and stuff, even. Oh yeah, they got
on
Battle Royale now. They've already moved on into other competitive prize winning competitions.
I mean, you look at FaZe Scissors, his death runs. I think he was paying $5,000 to whoever could make it through it the fastest, by a certain date. Obviously that money was not affiliated with Epic, but yeah, it's not just battle royale or anything like that. They're in creative mode. You can do racetracks, you can do obstacle courses and stuff like that. Where to where it doesn't even have to do with a gun. You're not fighting anybody. It's just people are. Fortnite is the greatest game of all time. I don't care what anyone says. It's the most successful, the most different game of all time. And a lot of people ask me, they're like, AD, what do you think is going to kill Fortnite? And I said, dude, if it's another game, it has to be something so crazy. I can't even imagine what it would be. It has to be something wild.
Yeah. Look at what they did to the market, though. I mean, they completely destroyed everything. Nothing could touch Fortnite for the longest time, and now everyone is everyone is marketing themselves to be the next Fortnite or to mimic what Fortnite has done thus far. And it's still on top. It's everything else has gone away with the tides. Like you look at PUBG and like everything like that. Just anything with Battle Royale in general has just kind of died out. I mean, Apex Legends is a huge thing now. But I mean, I'm sure eventually it will have its time and it will come and pass. But Fortnite's always finding new ways to reinvent themselves, and it just blows me away.
Yeah, I think it's really about that creative like mode that they can just kind of like always add something new to it. It's only the limit of the players, not the developers, which I think that's really, you know.
It's not just that. Like, in my opinion, one of the biggest mistakes that Daybreak made that killed H1Z1 was just massive changes, dude. Like they just released an entire new map, you know, like a long time ago, you know, back in like what, 2015, 2016, you know, they created a whole new map, and some people hated it, dude. Some people hated the new map. Well, you look at Fortnite, that is the same map, you know, that was in the beginning of of its existence. What they're doing is they're keeping the core of the same map, and they're just adding different things to that same map. You know, you look at the top right corner of the map, it's a volcano now, dude. Like, you look at the bottom left corner of the map, it's like a giant snow world, you know, and like they're so smart. They know what they're doing. But there are some things that they do or they don't tackle that it's beginning to piss a lot of people off. And rightfully so. You know, like one of the biggest controversies that's going on as of recently, you know, Epic had all of these tournaments the last year plus, and, you know, players were allowed to play on a custom resolution. You know, like they could stretch the resolution to you know, help one make the game run better. You know, sometimes that helps the game run better. Two, you know, it was helping them with vertical vision or whatever, you know, like. And Epic never said anything about it. They allowed it. They didn't say that you can't do this. They didn't say that, you know, we suggest you don't do this. They allowed it. And I remember back whenever I was playing Fortnite professionally, there was a Discord that all the pros were in, and I'm not going to mention any names, but somebody asked this person who works at Epic, hey, are we allowed to use custom res? And the guy said, yes. So you got all these pro players for the last year using this custom resolution. And then like 2 weeks before the qualifiers for Worlds started, Epic announces, hey, no more, you know, custom resolutions. No more.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Oh yeah. Like, what do you mean? You know? And
Like,
people wouldn't have been.
Like it's part of the game too. Like if you can find the resolution that works best for you in your gameplay, you know.
Not to mention, if you're on this same resolution for so long, you're an expert at it, and all of a sudden they go no more, and you have to go shrink down, and you're like, I can't play anymore.
And like I'm not trying to compare esport athletes with professional athletes. Okay, yeah, they're on their own different realm, but like it's like this, dude. So the entire season of baseball, we'll talk about an MLB player. All right, the entire season, I don't know the exact weights, but we'll say his baseball bat weighed 40 ounces. Okay, so he uses that 40-ounce bat all year long. They end up going. They win either the division series or where, yeah. So they go to. So let's say they get to the World Series.
Yeah.
So they get to the World Series, and there's a statement released that says, "Hey, yeah, you guys can't use your 40-ounce bats anymore. You got to use 50-ounce bats."
Yeah.
It would throw your game off horrible.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. You'll be a second behind, basically.
You know, in my opinion, does custom res, benefit the people that do it? Yes, that's why they do it. They wouldn't do it if it didn't. You know.
Yeah.
I've been asked millions of times, AD, why don't you use a custom res? And I always said, and this is exactly what I always said, dude. I said this a year ago. I said, I will always use custom resolution because I know for 100% fact that resolution will always be allowed. I said that. And people used to shit on me. You know, they'd be like, oh, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then that statement got released, and, you know, it wasn't...
You're parading down the streets, look who's laughing now, you know?
It wasn't like that, but I tweeted something out. I said, it was like 1 year ago, and then it said, someone in my chat, AD, why don't you use custom resolution? And then I said, because I know that this resolution will always be allowed. Person in my chat, you're effing stupid. Me, K. 2 days ago. Hey, yeah, you guys can't use custom resolutions anymore. And then I did like this emoji, like
the shrug, just kind of like, huh?
Guess what I said? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, told you so, but I'm gonna say, guess what? Guess what resolution that you can use? Yep. It's not rocket science, man. It's common sense.
Really,
like,
it's shitty.
It's like they should have waited until the
after that, yeah.
Like, say that, okay, next whole season or something. Like, just let's
give them a chance to like actually, get acclimated to the change in the environment. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, because then now for me, I guess personally, I would say that you're not really playing the top players of that resolution anymore. Like somebody that was probably the best didn't actually make it to there because they were beat out by somebody else to the other resolution. That you know what I mean? Like
I'll tell you, yeah, no, 100%. I'll tell you what. If I'm gonna hold a tournament, a world final tournament, all right, world. That is all existence, okay. And I want the best players in the world there, okay. And I want to give, whoever wins $30 million. I want every single person that goes to that tournament to be playing on the absolute nuttiest level that they can.
Yeah, why not?
In my opinion, you're ruining the integrity of the tournament by allowing someone to use a custom resolution for an entire year and then say, "Hey, fuck you. You can't do that anymore." I'm not even trying to qualify for Worlds, and it boils my blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I have homies that are going to be, qualifying and going out there. Like, I care about these people. It pisses me off.
I mean, I can understand it in general, in a sense that if they were to give you enough time to
you should have never allowed it to begin with. You should have never allowed it to begin with.
One way or another. I mean, if they gave you enough time to, get acclimated to a different resolution that they will accept, I can understand that. I mean, I wouldn't agree with it, but I can understand it. But I'm saying, like, it just sucks that they did this, so close to when it was about to happen. I mean, it just...
dude, I mean, it's a common thing. I can't even talk when I'm thinking about this shit, dude, because it makes me so upset. You look at... Dude, there have been tournaments. These skirmishes or whatever, the cups or whatever, millions of dollars in prize pool. The day before, like, multiple times... There was a day or two before a big tournament, they added airplane. You didn't think that one through, did you? Another one before another big tournament, they added the sword, the Infinity Blade.
Wait, that was right before a tournament? Like that had what?
The guy that won the entire tournament.
Oh boy!
There's a video you can go watch on YouTube, dude. It was a slaughterhouse, bro. He's got this sword, dude. Hang on, where's my sword?
He's actually gonna get a sword. I love it.
I love how into it he is.
He's very passionate, yeah.
You got this dude with this sword, dude, and he's like, it gave you boost jump and everything. So he's cutting through everybody's builds, dude, and he's slicing these kids up, and he's getting health and he's getting mats every time that he's slicing somebody up. Like, if he doesn't win, there's a problem. There's something wrong if he doesn't win. Like,
it blows my mind.
The boombox that they added to the game.
Yeah.
They've done. This is the stuff that they have added before a tournament, right before the tournament, where nobody could test play any of it. The boombox, airplanes, the sword. What else did they add?
Man, we hit a touchy subject. My bad.
Right before. I'm passionate about it, dude, because like I care about some of these people that are going to be trying to win this money that's going to change their life.
Yeah.
You look at 72 hours. Kid's hilarious, dude. He's an insane player too. He's hilarious. He's so funny, dude. And he did an interview with Epic. You guys should check it out. It's really funny. Well, his landing spot was Wailing Woods in like Risky Reels area. Well, it was right before I think Katowice, however the hell you say that. The giant volcano destroyed that top right part of the map. That was his landing spot. Like, oh yeah.
Oh man.
Whoa.
And like when he's on his way over to that tournament, which was somewhere in Europe, he's probably on the plane halfway across the ocean, and little does he know, Epic's just shitting on his day, destroying his landing spot with a giant volcano that nobody wants there.
And he has no time to practice because he's on a plane.
Yes.
Unaware
And then what does
that he
Epic
probably
say?
needs to start practicing when he gets lands,
And like when people start bitching about these random changes right before big tournaments,
Yeah.
Epic's excuse is adapt.
Do they do this? Does this happen all the time before? Like every single tournament that you can think of, has this happened? I was just wondering if this is something they do on purpose to see if the people that are the best can adapt to such a situation.
I'll tell you, and they might do that, but I
was just wondering.
a conspiracy that they're just these like madmen, dude. They're like so rich. They're like,
how can we mess with these people this time?
Let's see what sick, demented shit we can do to these players. Like,
dude, strap me up. I want to go in. I want to plan this one. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna put an earthquake down the middle.
Yeah, it sounds like the development teams and the people, managing these tournaments aren't like collaborating or talking to each other at all. Like they have these.
No, I think what it is, they're thinking too much. Stop being so creative. All right, I respect it, but we don't need a damn hamster ball. All right, we don't need a giant volcano in the top right of the map.
I think it's just they're making so much money. They're like, we have to pay. We got to do something with this, and people are just
so people don't get bored and we lose out on millions of dollars right here. So they have to change it, spice it up.
Makes no sense to me, dude. Like in the early stages, Epic was like, we don't want our game to be a super competitive game, because like that was why they didn't franchise into esports. I'm like, okay, you don't want to mainly focus competitive. 2 weeks later, hey. Yeah, $100 million. What the fuck do you think that's going to do to your player base? Your game just right then became a competitive game.
Yes,
it is now a competitive game. What the fuck? Like, and then you add playground and creative.
Yeah.
Where people can go in and practice nonstop. But we don't want our game to be competitive. We're just giving up $100 million away, and like I don't know what they want. They don't know what they want.
So it's got so much money on their hands, they don't know what to do.
So I'm gonna take it away from this. I know you're passionate about it, but I actually want to know. You're talking about branding earlier. You said that you turned down the opportunity to go and do this for an esports team because you didn't want it to be competitive in the sense that it would kind of control the way you play that game. And how did you go about doing that? What did you do to brand yourself? And how did you, really make a name for yourself?
I mean, people in the Fortnite community, a majority knew who I was. This was obviously before all of the big money started, falling out. But, and then you look at like some of the names that rose to power when I was leaving was Ghost Bizzle. Kid's insane. He has won the most money from Fortnite. He's won over 500K. Kid's a nutcase. And all of these, a lot of these people, these kids that are performing at that high level now, they were just coming into the game whenever I was leaving out. So, like you said, I didn't want anything to do with, playing competitive, dude. It swallowed my life. I feel like a lot of people, they want to be an esports athlete until it comes to being an esports athlete. Like they want the contract. They want the jersey with their name on it. They want that paycheck every month. They want the clout. They want the glory. But it's hard work, man. It is. It's not easy. You don't just get on and pub stomp with your boys, after work one day. Like, no, man. Your work is that. You get up, you do your aim hero or your Kovacs, for 2 hours that day. Then you get into some games, warm up, and then you get into some of the pro games, against other pros and practice. Like, and these games they're fun, but like they're not like happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, oh yeah, we can just go, mess around and have fun. Like, no, like they are sweaty, dude. And I just
analyzing every move the entire time.
I just did it for so long, dude. I was not happy. Fortnite, for me, it ruined my sleep schedule. I don't have a schedule. I sleep 4 hours here and there, do some shit for 8 to 10 hours, sleep for 4 hours, same thing over and over and over again. I could not tell you the last time I had a set schedule where I went to bed at a certain time and got up at a certain time. It ruined my diet. It will diminish your health. It ruined my relationship at the time with my girlfriend. My social life outside of, the apartment. I live with 3 other guys, and they play a trading card game professionally. They're over in Germany right now. And a couple of them stream. Like, those were the only people that I interacted with on a daily basis because it swallowed my life. And it's not a bad thing. It's not. Like, there are some people that can handle that shit, dude. Me, I kind of lost touch with everything that got me to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I was telling you earlier, like, the main reason I started streaming was for fun. I could go back and watch past broadcasts and VODs and stuff like that. And then, eventually, when you start to grow a couple months later, you'll go from like 0 viewers, to 5 or 10 or whatever. And like, I started to realize how much I loved interacting with the community, like reading the chat. I lost touch with that, and I wanted it back. I was at a point where I made a name for myself. It's time to be an entertainer now. And as soon as I decided to do that, I started to create all of those videos that are on Twitter,
Were those videos kind of designed to get that interaction? Because it seems like a lot of those are very kind of like relatable and things that people can talk about and share. So I wonder if that is like on purpose, trying to get like that interaction.
I think the reason I do my videos, and I think that the reason that they do so well, is because people can relate to them. The first video I dropped was me making fun of the ice pads that they added in Fortnite. Like, you guys just heard me bitch for 30 minutes about them adding shit that we don't need in the game. So they added an ice pad in the Fortnite game. So you'd step on it, put ice blocks on your feet, and you'd slide around. Well, as soon as that update came out that night, I went into Playground. I found some of the ice pads, and I put one down. I wanted to see what you could do with it, and I immediately it just reminded me of, I don't know, like roller skates or something. So there was somebody in my chat, I'll never forget it. His name was JD. He said, "Dude, you should build a half pipe." I was like, okay. So I built a half pipe, put the ice blocks on, and then I played like a really iconic song from the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater game.
Yes.
And
good call.
I'm sitting there hitting this half pipe, and I'm spinning around doing 360s and stuff. I clipped it, downloaded it, posted it on Twitter. I woke up the next day and I had like 173,000 views. I was like, oh shit, like, okay. And the next big one I made was the way that Fortnite streamers react to crazy snipe shots. Like, if you go on and watch a montage of somebody hitting a crazy snipe shot, dude, like...
Dude, I love that video. It's hilarious.
They freak out so much. And a funny fact about that video, I had that idea of that video for a couple weeks at that point, and I was just waiting to find the perfect shot to use for it. That shot that is actually taken, I did not hit that shot. There was one of my homies, Cody, is the one who hit that shot, and it's a fucking insane shot. It's a wild shot. So I asked him, I was like, "Hey man, did you stream that, or did you shadow play it and download it to your computer?" He's like, "I shadow played it." I was like, "Dude, can you please fucking send me that?" I was like, "I'm gonna make a video with it." And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So he sends it to me, and it's perfect. Like, the original video is just the gameplay. There's no me webcam, there's no overlays or anything. So what I did was I opened it up on my PC. I had OBS open, which had all my overlays, and I hit start recording, not start streaming, start recording. So I'm sitting there, and then I have my friend James, my roommate James, standing right here back behind my computers with my phone, and he's watching, like, he's recording me, and it was all shot in one take. So, I'm sitting here, camera's on me, I hit the shot, I stand up, throw the headset, And then the second camera over here picks me up running and tackling the trash can. I posted that video, and it fucking blew up, dude. It's at like...
It's like almost 600,000 or something. Almost more than that now, or actually more.
It's damn near 700K, 680,000 views. And like, when I seen that one, I was like, "This is it, dude." Like I found my thing. Like, this is what I need to do. And then the next one I uploaded was the whole stream sniper with ninja controversy. Like, that was like a big thing that week. And I thought it was very obnoxious and over the top the way that he acted, and I'll always say that. So, I made fun of it. I don't care. I'll say it. He was being very immature about it, and I made fun of it. A lot of the people, 99% of the people in the community, thought he was being very immature about it. I seen an opportunity to make a joke. I did. I pulled the trigger on it, and it blew up. It's got like 640,000 views, and I know for a fact that he has seen it. You cannot tell me that he has not seen it. 640,000 views. You got people, big people, dude, like, retweeting all my stuff. I know that he's seen it. And,
yeah, he's just playing the I won't respond so that it doesn't get any bigger.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I would assume.
If I acted the way he did with that kid that was stream sniping, I would expect to catch some heat for it too.
Yeah. So, with everything that's been involving your life, I mean, you kind of got immersed in creating content. You've been really good at it. How did you know exactly what the people wanted, and were you afraid to fail? Is what I want to
know. No, I'm never afraid to fail, because if you look at it like this, you either win or you learn. You don't win or lose. You win or learn, depending on what kind of mindset that you have. There's never been once that I'm afraid of failing, because my content that I push out, it's very funny. 99% of it is funny. It's adult humor and stuff like that. And there is that small percentage, like, when I get real with people, and I feel like that, like, people don't expect that from me. Failing to me would be me changing who I am. That would be a failure to me. Me changing who I am.
Someone else, or
acting. Yeah, or like acting a certain way, to gain clout or whatever. Like, a lot of people come in and they're like, "Man, dude, you deserve thousands and thousands of viewers," and I'm like, "No, I don't." And they're like, "Well, why do you say that?" And I said, "Because I haven't earned it." I don't expect anybody to come in and watch my stream. I don't. The day that I stop making people laugh is the day that I have failed, and the day that I hang it up. That will be the day that I fail, is whenever I stop making people laugh. And I don't see that happening anytime in the near future. Like, there would have to be some, like, catastrophic shit that would happen for me to not be able to do that.
So is there something in the works that we should expect from you? I'm not saying you could tell us what it is. I'm just saying, is there something we should expect to see from your, Twitter feed that you think is going to go viral in the next couple days, weeks, months?
Oh, I've got 5, 6, 7 videos, in my notepad on my phone. Like, I'll just be laying in bed one night, or I'll be sitting in the shower, just kind of like unwinding for the day, and I'll just sit there and I'll think of these video ideas, dude. And like, it's I don't know how I come up with them, dude. I don't. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't know if it's a gift or I'm just silly. Like, I don't know.
Your mind run until it finds a good idea.
Usually what I'll do is I'll be like, like, what's going on in the Twitch world? What's going on in the Fortnite world? What's going on in the Apex world right now? Like, what is something big that everybody's talking about, that everybody, can relate to? Okay, this is what they're all talking about. Well, what's like a really exaggerated response that you could make? Like, you watch my videos of rude things that guys say to girl chat in girls chats. You got guys going in there, like, trying to see their breast, like, "Hey, let me see your boobs." Like, does that happen? Yes. Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah, it does. Is it shitty? Yeah. Yes, it is. It's horrible. So, like, when I make videos like that, 1, I'm making people laugh. 2, I'm shedding light onto a fucking serious problem in the Twitch community. 3, I'm inadvertently saying, hey, if you're that guy that's asking to see your tits, fucking stop, man. Like, you're rude. Stop.
Yeah, like we all see you. Like
yeah, like, you know, and like I'm very aware of my surroundings. Like, dude, I went into some girls' streams and just like some of the shit that I've seen people say, I'm just like, there's no way. Like, there's no way that you legitimately think that is okay to say. You know, and like what makes me sad, dude, is the longest running series of viral Twitter videos that I've made have been rude things that guys say to girl streamers. That sucks. It's horrible. And I will continue making those videos, you know, until hopefully that's a way
comes about.
You know, like,
or
hopefully
dies off, right? Hopefully.
Yeah, and you know, like if I make one person watch that video and they're like, yeah, you know, I probably shouldn't say that anymore to, you know, streamer XYZ. You know, like, I've done my job. You know, fuck 400,000 views. If I can stop one person from being an idiot to someone that just doesn't deserve it, then I win. You know, you can have all the views in the world. I don't know, man. Like, it's just a good way to kind of like lighten the load on, you know, some female streamers that they just can't handle that stuff, you know, and like, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, like, you don't know their background, you don't know their past, like, yeah. They could have went through some deep shit, man, and like, they can't handle someone on the internet coming in and saying some fucked up shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, and if I can relate to them and be like, listen, you know, they're just ignorant, you know, just let it go. You know, like, they don't mean it. They're just some name on the internet. Just let it go. You know, or like,
that's the thing,
I don't know, man.
though.
Like, I make my videos to make people laugh, but I also, it's equally important to me for me to shed light on, you know, different individuals within the streaming community. And like, I'm not just talking about the rude things that guys say in girls' chats. Like,
right. So I guess just a comedic commentary kind of on current events is what you...
Yeah. Like, you know, I scroll through there, like, one of the videos I made was, what was it? Oh, everybody's Twitch chat since Fortnite Customs came out. Well, you know, like, Fortnite Customs, like, you know, you can play with a group of people who have the same code. There are literally people that come into my stream and say, I've never even talked to these people, don't know them, they don't know me. Literally just come into my stream and be like, hey, what's the fucking code? Like, give me the code. Like, here, give it to me right like right now. And I'm like, slow the fuck down, man. Like, I'm gonna give you the code. Trust me. You know why? Because I can't play unless people play. So I fucking swear I'm gonna give you the code. Just relax. And like, they're pushy. They're pushy. Like, stop, dude. Like, what is your problem? As no one in your life told you, slow down a little bit, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, the main goal is to make people laugh. The secondary and the third goal is to shed light on people who are ignorant like that, and let people know, hey, you know, you're not the only one that actually notices this stuff, okay? You know, and then hopefully let these people know, like, yeah, you know, I probably shouldn't act like that. Maybe I'm that guy that does that, you know, to this streamer.
I just think that with, I guess, anonymity in the entire gaming world, I mean, no one goes by a lot of people don't go by their real names. You know, people don't even say their real names, and then being able to create, you know, an account just like that, I mean, it really makes it hard for you to stop, or anyone to stop that. I mean, it doesn't hurt, obviously, to try, but I think it's never going to go away.
Oh, it won't.
Yeah, there's just never repercussions. Like you said, like, it's your anonymous. When somebody doesn't like you and they ban your account, you're like, well, I'll just get a new one. You know, like,
exactly.
You can't do that in real life.
It's one of my favorite things, dude. One of my favorite things. Somebody comes in, says some fucked up shit. Okay, you're banned. I ban them. 2 minutes later, another account comes in. Hey, you pussy, you just banned me. And I'm like, do you not understand? If you just came in here, didn't say a word, never even told me that I banned you 2 minutes ago, I'd never fucking know I banned you. Like, people, they don't use their brain, you know. And like, I think the reason that another reason why I like these videos is to kind of lighten the load. You know, like, I know those people aren't going away, and it's just going to continue to get worse. You know, the hundreds and hundreds of more viewers that I get, it's just going to get shoveled onto me. But if I can somehow make it some sort of comedy and lighten the load, that's all you can do, man. That is all you can do. There's not much more you can do.
Right, and I guess it also helps that there are those kind of people out there, because it gives you
more content.
Like, it comes into your mind. You're thinking about it
all the time.
That kind of person exists in the world, and you just think about it, and you're just like, you know what? Let's make a video on this.
Yes, there have been times that people come in, say just off the wall stuff, and I'm like, I appreciate you, man. Like, you are the people that give me a job. Thank you. Like, you are job security. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. Like
they're contributing to the society in some way that they otherwise wouldn't have.
Yeah, like, they come in and say shit to me, and I'm like, dude, I promise you I've been through worse. You know, like, I 100% promise you I have been through worse than for some kid to come into my stream and say, you know, you look homeless. And I'll sit there and say, I know I look homeless. Look at me. Like, I'm wearing a black beanie. I have long, shaggy hair and a beard, and I'm covered in tattoos. Yes. I look like a drug dealer. I look like a murderer. I look like a thief. Like, that is like the stereotype of what I look like. I'm none of those. You know, but like, if you sit there and just make fun of yourself, dude, no one can make fun of you.
You beat them to the punch, pretty much. You know, like,
there's been nights where somebody will come in and say something. I'm like, dude, you know what? I can make fun of myself better than anybody else. And I'm like, my teeth aren't all white. Some of the tattoos I got are kind of shitty. You know, I got cheated on. I have a shitty car. Like, dude, you just go in on yourself, and they're just like, they don't know what to do.
Dude, what are you saying? Did you ever watch The Office?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the episode in which they're like, Michael, just make fun of yourself and no one can make fun of you? And then he just like really goes in deep on himself and he just like really hurts his own feelings. That was it just makes me think of the whole thing. It's just hilarious.
Well, that or like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie 8 Mile, you know, with Eminem in it. The last
rap, yeah.
Yeah, the last rap battle, like, he just goes in on himself.
Then he's just like, say something and just like, there's nothing left to say. I mean,
don't get me wrong, I get frustrated on Twitch. I think I get frustrated with ignorance is what it is. Like, I think it hurts me more deep down inside knowing, holy shit, like, you have the opportunity to be a human being on Earth. Like, you're not a floating organism in the fucking water. You're not a tree. You're not a bug. You're not a dog. You are a human being on Earth, and this is how you spend your time. Like, that's sad. Like, what does it feel like to be you? Like, I want to know. You know, like, I just don't get it, man. Like, life is such a beautiful fucking thing, dude. You can do so many incredible things, and people just 3, 4 in the morning, dude, like, this is what you do for fun. You come in and make fun of me and my community. Like, who's the joke on? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you trying to get at, bro? Like, I don't know, man.
Right.
Like,
I know sometimes they say it's because people are trying to like make themselves feel better by putting other people down. But like you said, like, instead of doing that, why don't you just do something to make your life better instead of just, you know,
why don't you join a community? I mean, like, I've met some pretty awesome people.
Why don't you say some nice shit? Yeah, why don't you say some nice shit to somebody? You know, if you're going out and you're being a dickhead to people to make you feel better about yourself, like, bro, like, try saying one nice thing to somebody. I promise you, it'll make you feel good. Like, it will. You know, not only did you just make yourself feel good, 2, you just made somebody else feel good. You know, like, it's insane. I know it's mind-boggling. It's hard to understand, but just try it. You know, like, man, people on the internet, holy shit, dude. Like,
yeah,
there will be somebody in my chat, and I'll be like, "Don't say this." So then they say it, and then I ban them, and then they whisper to me and say, "Why'd you ban me?" It's like putting it's like you having your hand saying, and I'm like, don't put your hand on that stove, dude. It's going to burn your hand. And then they, ow, what the fuck? Like, yeah. I told you that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, God.
The last thing they remember is like, don't touch the stove. And they just are
like why did you touch the stove? Why did you tell me to not touch the stove? And they're like,
yeah,
I totally did. What are you talking about?
I think some people become a different person online. I feel like that happens to a lot of people. Like, because I always think that like these people surely don't exist in real life, and I feel like maybe they just are a different person in real life. You know, like maybe
the
they're
internet
just like
gives them security.
Yeah.
It's not in your face. You know, and I tell these people that come in and say like really fucked up shit to me, I'll be like, dude, DM me on Twitter. I on an actual account. Don't make a fake account. Let's talk one-on-one, me and you. You know, not with chat in here to maybe be on your side or to be on my side. Yeah, like let's just talk.
Has anybody actually take you up on your offer?
Yes, there was a guy who actually he did. He came into my he DM'd me on Twitter and he's like, he said sup, and at that time I didn't know who it was, you know, and I was like, what's up, man? Like, you know, like, can I help you? You know, I didn't know who he was, and he's like, you told me to DM you, and I go, yeah, you're the dick from Twitch that I told you to DM me, and I asked him, I was like, why did you say that? And he goes, honestly, dude, I don't know, man. Like, you really call somebody out on their bluff, dude, they don't know how to respond. You know, I tell them, I'm like, I'm going to Evo. I'm going to TwitchCon. I'm going to Fortnite Worlds. Like, if you want to talk, dude, just come up to me. You know, I'm not sitting here threatening you, not saying I'm going to beat your ass. Let's just sit down. Let's see, like, why are you the way you are? Let's fix this, dude. You know, like, let's change it.
And that's weird these days. I mean, for someone to say that they're not trying to fight somebody else. I mean, most of the time, I remember when I was a kid and Call of Duty was a thing, you know, and someone said something to you, you know, and you'd be like, I'll beat you, you know, I'll beat you up so bad, you know what I mean? Like, I would just go off on people. Like, I would just cuss people out. I would say, like, terrible thing. Like, I wouldn't say terrible thing, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, we've all been there.
Like, mom jokes and stuff like that, you know, things like that and stuff. But like, for you to actually have the ability to, like, calm yourself down that situation and actually say, listen, let's talk about this like gentlemen. You know, it's really uncommon these days, in my opinion, to see someone that actually would want to do that first before resort to some kind of altercation.
I think the reason. So I think one of the main reasons why people like are the way they are, and like you always hear me say that, I'm like, why are you the way you are? Like, I'm curious, you know. Like, I don't just say that. Like, I want to know, you know. Yeah. And I think a big piece of it is, dude, is we live in a society where people don't stand up for themselves. They don't. And my idea of standing up for myself isn't me going and beating your ass, okay? It's not me threatening you. It's me saying, hey, dude, you're being a dick. You know, like, stop. And I don't think that there's enough people in this world today who... I don't like confrontation. I don't. If I liked it, I'd go out and hunt it. You know, I'd go out and be the aggressor. But like, I just feel like there's not enough people who just like look someone in the eye who's like doing something wrong and say, hey man, that's wrong. You should probably not do that.
Oh, you're just saying they avoid all confrontation. They just kind of like, okay,
yes.
if I just walk away from it, the problem goes away.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And I get that. And I will not go against the fact, you know, like the bigger man walks away. You're right. But it takes a bigger man to call the dude out and say, hey, you're wrong. You know, I'm not sitting here. I'm not saying, you know, you call him names, you beat his ass.
Yeah, you don't respond in an equal manner, right?
Yeah, that's not the answer. Like, the answer is letting them know that's not okay. You know, like, that's not, you know, they're going to be like, oh, you're a pussy. Like, whatever, man. Like, call me whatever you want. I really don't care. But like, I'm letting you know that you're wrong. You know, like you're being silly.
Yeah,
you know,
I think that's when you walk away, because like when you realize there's nothing to fight. Like the fight's kind of pointless now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's dead. It's done. Yeah. I don't know, man. I really wish people would stand up for themselves more. You know, and not just for themselves, but for other people too. You know,
I think there's a lot of psychological aspect to it too, as well, in a sense that people. Sometimes they act out because something, you know, happened in their life and they just need to release that anger and they just do it that way.
And I get that, dude. Like, some people have it rough growing up. They do. You know, I had it pretty rough growing up myself. My high school years were horrible for me. Not like getting picked on, but like, you know, family stuff like that. Like, my dad was in and out of jail for like 4 or 5 years, dude. He just could not get the hint on, you know, drinking and driving. Like he got smashed for drinking and driving, and then he violated his probation, and then he went back to jail, and then he got arrested again. Like, he was never at home during my high school years. During that time, my mom was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, wow.
That same year, I got into a horrible car crash, which was my fault and my negligence. I ran a stop sign and I T-boned a car, and 100% my fault. My best friend at the time, who was in the passenger seat, he almost died. Like, it was horrible. It was horrifying.
Wow.
And, my brother moved out, and, it was just me and my mom. And, my mom, they own 28 acres, and they heat with wood. Well, me being 17 years old, I have to go out and get all the wood, to keep the house heated. Like, I had to grow up, and then I ended up getting, I got charged with 2D felonies for criminal recklessness with a motor vehicle from that crash, and then I got sued. Like, my high school years were fucking horrible, dude. Horrible. It was just a nightmare, and some of the stuff I brought on my own. I did, and I learned the hard way. I got smashed, dude. I got the book thrown at me. And it was at that point I was like, yeah, that shit, I didn't like that. That was not fun. Like, I'm not going to do that anymore. But like, some people, they just like, well, I got arrested, dude. Like, fuck the judicial system, fuck the court, fuck the police. Like, I understand you're angry, dude, but that's not the right answer.
Right. It's kind of like what you said, where you either, succeed or you learn. You win or you lose. Like, you're winning or you learn, and you learned from it. Like, obviously you didn't. Hopefully there was nothing you won from that, but I think you learned, and you were able to become the person that you are now, that you're actually like, more content and happy with, right? You don't want to, look at yourself and be like, I'm not the person I wish I could be.
I just grew up with that, and like, my dad was he was verbally abusive and physically abusive alcoholic. Growing up through that, and then my brother, he moved out as soon as he could. So then it was just like me, my mom, and my dad, and then all that other shit started happening in high school and stuff like that. And I met a group of guys from Michigan, and they were in a band from Michigan. And I became real close with these guys, and I can honestly say, like, they changed my life. Like, they really opened my mind to kind of the mindset that I still try to live by today. Like, you can be an idiot 99% of the time, dude. You can be fun. You can be an idiot, ignorant, slap happy, make jokes, say stupid stuff, and still maintain a sense of respect for other human beings. You can. I promise. I promise that you can have fun and act like an idiot, which I do. I'm not going to – it's not a secret. But still maintain a sense of common sense and respect for other people. You can. And those guys really impacted my life, dude. They kind of like showed me what it's like to show respect for people. And, I'm still very, 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 very close with all of them today. I talk to them on, a weekly basis all the time. You got one of the guys who he plays in a really popular pop punk band called State Champs now. Like,
I've heard of that.
Oh man, I went to see him a while back.
Yeah,
that's
like
awesome.
They're like the number one pop punk band in the world now. Like, they opened up for Fall Out Boy and Machine Gun Kelly. Like, good things happen
to good people,
to people who practice good. Okay,
that's
you can put on a fake mask all you want. All right, but at the end of the day, if you yourself, you're not practicing to be a good person when nobody else is around, it's going to come back and it's going to bite you in the ass eventually.
So you believe in karma in a sense that if you do something nice for others, even when no one is around watching, that you would get the same reciprocated back on yourself eventually?
I don't agree with that, because then you start doing that, and then I feel like people start living their life to where
they expect something.
Yes, like, hey, you have a nice shirt. And then the guy's like, hey, thank you. And then it's like, are you not going to tell me I have a nice shirt? Yeah, like, no, I don't live by that. Like, the reason I do nice things for people is because I want to, it makes me feel good about myself. And like, people could even go around, people could even be like, well, that's selfish. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, you just said that you only do good things for people because it makes you feel good. Like, I mean, it doesn't just make me feel good. Like, it a lot of things happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it brightens that person's day, or it might motivate that person to go into the grocery store and say that to somebody else, you know, like, I don't know, man. Like,
you never know what you do as a person and how it could affect that individual down the road.
Absolutely.
I mean, like you said, you ran into these bunch of guys and they actually changed your life for the better.
Yeah.
I mean, you never expected anything. You never saw that coming, but that happened. You know, that interaction just caused you to change. I mean, and your random act of kindness one time can change one person. And even if that one person, like that's just one person you impacted throughout your entire life, one person, that's that one person that you've changed. And that's that in of itself is amazing.
You know, there's an old saying, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but if you're a good person, you know, if you're a good person to one person, they might tell one other person, that guy right there, he's a good dude. If you're a dickhead to somebody, they're going to go and tell 10 people, that guy right there, he's a dickhead. You know, 10 to 1 ratio.
That really does make sense, because I know that they always, like, I always see on, like, YouTube and, like, the internet, social media, like, the drama. Negativity
travels fast.
Negativity, like all that. What do they call it? Like beef or drama between two people. Like people talk about that more than they talk about the good thing. Like
they do, and like that,
I can really see how that's true.
Yeah. You know, and I don't do nice things for people for them to, you know, to kiss my ass or to go and tell people that guy right there, he's a good guy. Like I just do my thing, man. I do my thing. That's what I do. You know, like.
Right,
I don't know, man.
Said, it's better than saying something mean, because
there's no point. Like,
yeah. So
even if I let's say I'm walking down the street and I see somebody wearing a shirt that says "fuck veterans." Does that bother me? Oh yeah, it really upsets me. But guess what? I'm not gonna say anything to him. What's the point? What is the point? He now knows I'm a veteran, and he's wearing that shirt to piss people off, and he knows that it bothered me. You know, like.
Yeah, so then you're saying you're just letting him win by acknowledging and letting it get to you.
You know, like some things are just better left not said. You know, like all the time people come to my stream and say, you know, AD, what's your opinion on this? What's your opinion on this streamer? And I'm like, and I always tell them, like, we're not going to talk about that. We don't talk about that here. You know. Or, you know, a lot of people come in and they're like, who'd you vote for? And I'm like, we don't talk about politics here. And they're like, well, why not? Aren't you a veteran? Like that stuff, you know, should be important to you. This is your country, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen, dude, I'm here to play video games and I'm here to have fun. That shit is not video games and it's not fun. Like, you know, and even if I was like, I voted for this person, let's say there's 100 people in my chat. Let's say 99 of those 100 have the same belief as me. All right, cool. You know, there's a lot of people in there that have the same idea as me. It's still going to make that one person uncomfortable. And that's not my goal. It is never my goal to make someone who chooses to come and support me not feel welcomed and not feel comfortable. And like, people don't wrap their heads around that.
What do you see with other streamers? Do you feel like that they kind of not get that when they do their streams? Because I know like a lot of people, there's a ton of people on Twitch, you know, now, and I feel like there's a lot of people that are trying to come up and grow. Do you feel that that's like I'm trying to like wonder, like, is that something you feel like that people that hinders those streamers, or do you think that
I think streamers
growth or short-term success kind of thing?
I think what streamers need to do is just be real. Just start being real. You know, like, you know, dude comes in and says, you know, what's your thought on this religion? Do I have my thought on that religion? Of course I do. But it's my thought, you know? And I let him know, I'm like, it's my thought, man. It's none, you know, it's none of your business. You know, don't give into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be real with the person. You know, he's going to get the message and everybody else around you is going to be like, you know what? I respect this guy. You know why? Because that's my religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be real with people, bro. Like, you know, I have opinions on everything, but it's not your, you know, it's none of your business. You know, if you want to meet me somewhere, we'll go out for lunch. We'll go and have a drink of coffee, or you want to join me in a private Discord call where it's just me and you. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, man. But when I hit start stream, you were going to get the most real version of me. Okay? And me being real with you is it's not anyone else's business how I feel about this certain subject or this certain person. It's not.
Right.
People need to be more real.
Everyone, you're not streaming for just that one person to interact, you know, and discuss like whatever opinion that they want to get out of you. So
if you stream on Twitch, okay, and you know obviously your content has to be, you know, it has to be good. If you are a real person, like not fake, you will succeed way more than not. You know what I'm saying? Like people want real, man. Like they do. They want it real. And every night I'm like, I tell my stream, I'm like, my DMs are always open for you guys. You know, you need anybody to talk to, you're feeling down, you need advice, or you just want to say what's up, don't ever hesitate to message me. If I don't immediately respond to you, I promise I will. I promise. I'm a very busy person. I promise you I'll get to you. You know, and dude, there's a lot of people who reach out to me, you know, an array of different stuff. You know, there's some people that are like, you know, I've been really down, you know, you cheer me up, like that kind of shit. It makes my day, you know, I've talked about this, you know, with people in my personal life. And they're like, well, you know, doesn't that put a weight on your shoulders? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And they're like, well, what if there comes a day where you can't deliver? Like, what if there comes a day where you don't make that person happy? And, you know, I sit here and I think about it, and, you know, you're like, that's a good, you know, it's a good question. And then I sit here and think, well, if I start worrying about that, I'll never be there for anybody else ever again. You know, and that's not who I am.
And sometimes it helps just to know that you're there to talk to. Like, they don't have to message you ever. Like, they just know that if something were to come up, that they, you know, there's somebody they could message, and it doesn't have to be you. It could be someone else. And I feel like that really is something a lot of people need to kind of understand, is that just because, you know, you're there to be like just have someone to message is just like enough reassurance that they're going to be better, you know, if something's going wrong or whatever, right? Like they can go, okay, well, Absolutely. I can talk to somebody about it, and it doesn't have to be you, but they can talk to somebody else. Like, it gives them that idea to just kind of go out and talk to somebody about it.
Yeah, anybody. And like I've said this a lot. Like I truly believe that there is not a successful program to help veterans reintegrate back into society. There is not a successful program for it. How do I know that? Because I live it, dude. You know, like people come up and ask, you know, people come up and they're like, hey man, I think, you know, thank you for your service. And, you know, I do appreciate that. Like, you know, thank you. You know, and I always respond the same way. Hey man, I appreciate that. Thank you for your support. You know, I feel like a lot of people, they're kind of afraid, I guess, to just ask someone, hey, do you need somebody to talk to? You know, and I'm not just talking about veterans. I'm talking about anybody that suffers with anything, you know, any type of depression, suicidal thoughts, anything. Like, they don't need you to give them stuff. They don't need them to say, oh, you look nice today, you're pretty. Like, don't be depressed because you feel ugly. Like, you know, you're pretty. They don't need that, man. You know what they need? They need a fucking ear. That's all they need. My camera went out. Yeah. That's all they need. They just need somebody to just sit there and do this. That's it. You don't even have to respond. They just want someone to hear them. That's all they want, dude. And like, again, I feel like that is a huge misconception in today's society, that people, they're afraid to be there for somebody because they feel like they have to give more than what they actually have to. They don't, man. They just want a fucking ear. That's it. They just want somebody to hear them. And I will be that forever. I don't care if I have 100,000 followers. All right. I will sit there and I will go through these messages, even if I just send them an emoji heart, you know, like a heart of an emoji. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's letting them know, hey man, I read your message. I appreciate you. You know, all the love in the world. I support you. You know, I read your message. I heard you. You know, they like, I feel like a lot of big streamers, dude.
Oh, go ahead.
I feel like a lot of big streamers, you know, don't get me wrong. Like, you look at, I could not imagine the amount of DMs that Ninja would get if he opened up his DMs. It would be catastrophic. You know, I get that. There's no way, you know, and I'm not down. Ninja, you ever watch this? I'm not downplaying you, dude. Trust me. You have like too many fucking people. I know. But like just even having your DMs open to where someone can just vent, you know, like I think that's really important. I feel like as a society, we are failing each other because we're not putting in that tiny little bit of work of just listening.
Right. And the one thing I was going to add is that I feel like it also helps just like this works for a lot of things, not even with just like problems you have with your life, but just like if you're trying to figure something out, is just to kind of verbalize it and kind of put those thoughts together and kind of figure out like a structure to it. And that's what helps. Like you said, like if you just listen, like you allow them to do that. They allow them to, because sometimes like the problem is just in your head, like because there's so many things going on, you can't really like get a grasp on anything that's really going on. And when you take it, you know, to talk about it, you can only talk about one thing at a time. So you have to kind of go by piece, and then you finally, okay, it's no longer an overwhelming amount of things. You're like, okay, I've limited it down to these are the things that that are really getting to me. And that helps when you're just trying to figure anything out, like in general, if like, you know, I don't know, schoolwork or something, like just kind of talk through the things that you're not understanding and you kind of figure out like, oh, it's this, you know, if you're just like, I don't get it or anything like that, it becomes too complicated. You're not letting it,
like
letting it overwhelm you.
Yeah, you gotta let it out. And I feel like another big thing that people who struggle with, you know, depression or anxiety or any of that stuff, dude, they base their self-worth on things that is out of their control. Okay, so here's a good example. We'll use streaming. We'll use streaming as an example. Let's say somebody is a streamer and they want to grow, they want to have hundreds of viewers, you know, they're passionate about this and they love it and they really want it to work out, but they get depressed. Let's say they get depressed because their stream's not growing.
Yeah.
You know, and there have been people that come to me with similar problems like that, and they're like, you know, what can I do? And I'm like, dude, I understand what you want. I do. I really do. I get it, man. I live it every single day. But you got to find self-worth in things that you have control over. Okay? Like, you know, like anything, you know, and let's say, here's a good example. You have self-control over being nice to other people. All right? Let's say you find self-worth in being nice to other people. You have control over that, you know? If you're nice to somebody, you're going to feel good about yourself. You're never going to feel bad about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't let something that is 100% out of your control, you cannot base your happiness off of that. Because there might be days you do get hundreds of viewers and you're happy. But that next day you might get 10 viewers and you're going to be crushed. You know, you got to find something that you can find self-worth in that will never let you down.
What is that for you?
What do I find self-worth in for me?
What is your self-worth besides, you know, being a positive light, I guess, in society, being that individual that will lend a helping hand and not expect anything in return?
I'm very, to myself, I would say I'm proud of myself because I'm a very real person. You know, if you do something incredible, I'm going to let you know you're doing something incredible. If you're doing something shitty, I'm going to say you're doing something shitty. You know, like I'm a very real person. I find self-worth in, I know that I can make people laugh. Like even when I'm pissed off, you know, it makes people laugh. And like sometimes that cheers me up. You know, I sit here and I just get pissed. I'm ranting, I'm cussing, I'm cursing. And then, you know, people are like, ha ha ha. Like it flips my mood around, you know, like, because it sinks in and I'm like, it's not that deep. Like, just shut the fuck up, dude. You're being a bitch. You know, like that's that's how I feel about it. But, you know, like people find self-worth in all kinds of stuff, dude. Like, let's say, you know, if someone's religion, okay, well, you know, like they follow Jesus Christ. Like, you know, if they believe in that religion, that Jesus Christ died for, you know, a better world to come, you know, you find self-worth in that, that's never going to let you down. You know, that's if you believe that. You know, we're not going to get in here and start talking about religion and stuff like that, but like that is a prime example of, you know, finding self-worth in something that will not let you down.
So we've talked about a lot of things, But what is the one thing that you would want to leave someone with, an aspiring streamer or someone that's looking to do content creation? What would you leave them with to make them really take a step back and really think about how they can improve themselves?
I would tell them the same thing I told my platoon the day I left the Army, when they had like the award ceremony and stuff like that. And I live by this every single day, dude. You cannot take care of number 2 unless you take care of number 1. All right? And it's not a selfish thing. You cannot make anyone else in this entire world happy unless you make yourself happy. You can't love anyone else in this world unless you love yourself. You know, and I understand it might be hard for some people, but you know, you got to take care of number 1 before you can take care of number 2, 3, 4, 5. All right? You know, you got to recognize where you're at. Whatever it is, you know, like let's say you're a streamer. Let's say you aspire to make people happy. If you're not happy, man, you're not going to make anybody fucking happy. You know, if you want to fall in love and find a wife and be with her, you know, have kids, you're not going to be able to fully love that woman until you love your fucking self, dude. Like that's just the way it is. True. It's not, if anything, you look at it, it's a selfless thing. It's very selfless, you know, like, sometimes it's hard to love yourself. You know, it's sometimes it's hard to care about yourself. But if you can sit there and you can finally feel it, you know, and feel rich about it, like, you know, I love who I am. I am a happy person. You know, like you can then make the steps forward to make anyone feel whatever you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen a lot of people, you know, and I've done it too. Like, you know, get into a relationship when I don't even love myself. You know what I'm saying? And then in the end, what happens is I'm sad because, you know, the relationship's over, but I also broke that person's heart. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Like it didn't work out. So like, because it's a letdown for both parties, you know?
Yeah.
Like they both came into it hoping that something, you know, would come about from it. And
of course.
So
you got to be honest. You know, you got to be honest with yourself. Like, you can't take care of number 2 until you can take care of number 1, dude. And like, that's a very serious thing, dude. You know, you got to make yourself happy before you can make anybody else happy. You know, if you go into any type of relationship, friendship, anything, and you're not happy, chances are they're not going to be happy either. And you're going to hurt them.
But this was an awesome session. We want to thank you so much for being on the podcast. We really appreciate having you on.
Of course.
All right. We're going to cut it there. And
thank you for listening to this episode of the Rad Gaming Podcast. You can check out our guests by clicking the link in the description. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and rate and subscribe to us on iTunes or wherever else you listen to podcasts. We release a new episode every Wednesday and Friday. And as always, stay rad, comrades.